Greetings, fellow captains, and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships with the Hive Hound. And today, our title, Patience is a Virtue. Now, this is it's kind of a submission. I got chatting to Miss Yamato in one of T-Ball's streams, actually, a couple of weeks ago, but she puts out some really good content. The link for Miss Yamato's channel is in the description below, and she is criminally undersubbed at the moment. And we've played a bunch together over the last couple of weeks, and Miss Yamato has this very specific, if I can get my words out, skill that I don't seem to have the ability to possess. We all know I am not overly aggressive, but I am a very aggressive player, and my general tactic seems to be press forward, full forward, don't stop until either the enemy team is dead or, in fact, I am dead. So for people who, and a lot of people obviously enjoy the content and learn quite a bit from my playstyle, but it's worth taking into account that it's not always the best route, and I'm using this as a learning experience myself, sort of paying attention to Miss Yamato's playstyle, and this particular video highlights this tactic sort of a lot. It's probably about the best example I have seen of it. So I know what you're thinking. Well, this is a bit unusual to start off with, because that is in fact a Jean-Bart that hasn't pressed the reverse button in the first 2.5 minutes of a match. I know, it's odd, but get used to it, because there are in fact a lot of people out there who do play the Jean-Bart correctly, and the Jean-Bart is a flanking ship. That's what it's designed to do. It's fast, so it's designed to get around the map quicker than any other battleship. Oh, okay, there's exceptions, but the general rule is to get around the map quickly and come in from the sides, which is why the guns are all on the front. It's designed to work in game just as it was in real life. It's chase down, be fast, flank, and nuke. Absolutely destroy. And you can see Miss Yamato is teamed up with the Baltimore and battleship, but we're going to try not to focus entirely on them too much. And yes, okay, we've only done 8,500 damage so far, and that damage total is not going to increase much until the time is exactly right to push. So as you can see, this flank seems to be relatively quiet. Obviously Miss Yamato is spotted, so there's going to be a destroyer around somewhere, but the majority of the enemy ships have pushed the west flank. So I was getting confused. I always go to saying left or right is a bit annoying because it depends on how you look at the map. So I'm trying to switch to the north, south, east and west terminology, and even I got myself a bit confused there. So Miss Yamato correctly spams her team notification that there's a Fubuki there, because, well, destroyers are dangerous and we want to get them eliminated as quickly as possible. Miss Yamato takes a shot, uses... I missed that. I noticed the reload booster is going. I missed exactly when she hit it. I think it was as soon as the Fubuki was spotted, because you do want to get rid of those as quickly as humanly possible. That is for sure. And it was my fault rambling too much. So as you can see, she's looking around. She's trying to establish targets. Clearly, the eastern flank is bare. There's nothing, or well, I say nothing over here. There's just that one rogue Colorado who is pushing west anyway. So Miss Yamato makes the turn and starts pushing towards the west. Clipped that mountain with a couple of shots there, but that's the aiming indicator. It's not always 100% accurate. It will say yes, you're clear to shoot, and then pop up with the mountain symbol, and it will also appear to be perfectly clear, and as soon as you fire, then it'll pop up with that little mounting symbol saying that that your shots are blocked. So there's a bunch of torpedoes that they were looking pretty good. I'm looking like they were on target, but by the looks of it, that Colorado's made enough of a turn to and slow down enough to save themselves from the destroyer, which unfortunately means the Colorado has now got invisible. But Colorado's just got into Miss Yamato's spotting range, and notice this is something Miss Yamato does a lot. Whenever she's reloading, she's looking around the map. Where's everyone else? What are the targets? Paying attention to the mini-map quite a bit as well. And see, she stopped where she was because it's relatively safe. There does appear to be a battleship pushing round, so Miss Yamato slaps the ship forward and turns her guns, because that Colorado is not really being a threat at the moment. And there we go, there is the enemy Jean Bart, one of the enemy Jean Bart at least. So paying attention to the map, well aware that it was going to come around that corner, and there we go, salvo away. She's having a quick look, checking the direction of that Colorado, making sure that's obviously not really a threat. She can turn, she can show it broadside temporarily, and that's when the rogue Vladivostok pops up from around the corner. So Miss, oof, that Iowa took an absolute paddling then. So Miss returns fire. She's looking, see how she looks around. She's looking to see where the Jean Bart is, see where the Vladivostok is. Then the Edinburgh and the Iowa all steam out of absolutely nowhere. And what Miss Yamato is doing is concentrating what's there, what can shoot her, and how best to angle to make sure she doesn't get absolutely wrecked. So taking shots at the guns of the Vladivostok. Because at this range, Vladivostok is really dangerous, although it's and it was focusing on killing that Iowa, and well, the friendly Jean Bart, to the enemy team at least, was the one to finish it off. So the Vladivostok is now one gun down. It's not completely knocked out, it's just temporarily knocked out. And now this is something someone mentioned today actually about close quarters battles. You see how Miss Yamato aimed, alright, she didn't get around to firing the two guns, but see how she started, just when you're firing at an enemy, you've got to lead them. So if you're in really close quarters with another battleship, you want to be aiming your guns way in advance. You want them to be pointing at the angle that you want to hit that ship when it gets close enough. We'll look at doing some extensive videos on that, and that is exactly what we didn't want to happen. Miss Yamato takes a heavy broadside from that Vladivostok, and well, that hurt. But pay attention to what Miss Yamato is doing now. That Vladivostok turned left, meaning this island was between Miss Yamato and that Vladivostok. So she also turned to get out of the gun range, and now, although yes, the Jean Bart can shoot at her, the Jean Bart is shooting at the rear, which is less likely to hurt so much. And this Iowa turns broadside, and oh, kaboom! Take a load of that, sir. Very lucky, I think, not to. Very unlucky not to have just completely deleted that Iowa. But the Iowa was lucky; it hadn't taken any damage at all up to this point. And have you noticed the damage? Although at the beginning of the game it was very small and didn't go up very quick, all of a sudden Miss Yamato's on 100,000 damage out of absolutely nowhere. And the Iowa, as you can see, the Iowa's turned in towards Miss Yamato. The Iowa is giving no broadside, so Miss was already turning and looking and paying attention to the enemy Colorado and letting secondaries, and holy crap, there we go. That's like 30,000 damage salvo on that Colorado, absolutely punishing him and putting her total damage up to 141,006 Citadel hits, along with, what's that, 2 kills so far? And there we go, there's another 11,000 damage salvo. Same angle, But, well, RNG is not always going to be on our side. And as you can see switching the camera around, paying attention, having a look. Where's that Vladivostok? What's that Vladivostok doing? One-on-one at this range, at these angles. Mishimato should, has got a good chance against Colorado. It's not guaranteed, because the Colorado has got some rather nasty guns. But getting shot at in the side by a Vladivostok at the same time, not going to be too healthy. But it looks like the Vladivostok is engaged with Mishimato's division mate over there in the Baltimore. And there we go. Game over, match 1. Now, Mishimato has got some interesting intro and outro clips, and I've left a little bit in just for us to see him. See, almost 500,000 credits, 8,000 XP, top of the board with 3,000 base XP. But we figured we'd leave this in because Mishimato is a big fan of carriers, as you can see with the picture of the Kaga there, and also foxes. And so yeah, definitely check out Mishimato's videos over on her channel. I find them really interesting, and yeah, there's a lot to learn from this gameplay, so pay a bit more attention. Don't just dive and rush in. And well, until next time, take care.